to this month's NAPE technical meeting, which will be delivered by Mr. Joseph Chinye. And this technical meeting is being sponsored by WAEP. So as you all know, that this is not just a regular technical meeting. This is a special technical business meeting because we are honoring one of our distinguished fellow and member, Mr. KK Kanu F. Nape, who just turned 70. So today is a day of sharing knowledge, but beyond sharing knowledge, it's also a day of celebration for a distinguished NAPE member and a man that has achieved a whole lot within his time in the industry at all levels. And it's our privilege and honor to celebrate with him and his family. And thank you all for coming out, and especially for those of us who are not NAPE members, irrespective of your busy schedules, you made our time to be with us today. So thank you very much. At this juncture, I would like to call on the Chairman, Continuing Education Program, and the President-elect of NAPE, Mr. John Bosco Uche F. NAPE.
Thank you very much, our PS. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So can we just settle in? Can we just settle in? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So what I will be doing right now is basically to recognize the dignitaries that we have here with us this morning for dual purposes. One, our usual technical business monthly meeting, but also very specially in honor of our own dear Kanu KK F. Nape, who we are celebrating his 70th birthday. Please, a round of applause for our dear Kanu. First of all, I want to recognize the president of NAPE, who is already here seated, in the person of Mr. Abiodun Ogunjobi F. NAPE. Also, actually this morning, he just came in from Abuja, just to be sure he's here today. The vice president of NAPE is here as well with us, Ehi Bazwahi F. NAPE. Let me also especially welcome a veteran in this association, also one of my role models in the person of Dr. Emmanuel Enu F. Nape, and also a key member and incoming chairperson and chairman of the advisory council. He also was our chairman for the last meeting we had in last month, so he's been quite committed to what we're doing. Let me also recognize other fellows that we have here. We have Mr. A.A. Abiodun Bayou F. Nape, who is here. Actually, Mr. Bayou actually used to be the boss of myself and the president. We worked under him in the past, so glad to have you here, sir. Okay, I think I've recognized all the fellows that we have here, but if we have more lists, please let me have those as they become available. Also, especially, even though I will still have to introduce him properly, but I think it's also good that we, at this moment, recognize the chairman of today's session, who is the JV director, Chevron, in the name of Mr. Cosmos Iweze. He's here with us. And thank you very much. He came in quite early, right? So it's good to keep to time. And I thought he was here quite on time. Also, I want to recognize our speaker, who is already here with us, in the person of Joseph Chinye, Deputy General Manager, Exploration, WAEP. Also here with us, I'm trying to figure out where he is seated, but we have the Managing Director of West African Exploration and Production Company, who is sponsoring, again, this technical meeting for this mode in the name of Mr. Rotimi Adefarasin. Here with us. Okay. Okay, it looks like you're hiding somewhere, but we will bring you out. We have to fish you out. All right. So also let me know, Tunde, those that are online, if there are fellows online, please make sure you get the names for me. And all the distinguished members of this great association, NAPE, that are here with us. I also want to specially recognize those from Chevron and those from WAEP that are also here with us to make sure that the solidarity for our Kano is here. So you're welcome, Chevron folks and WAEP. Okay. So having recognized this, I'll come back to do more recognition, but I think at this point in time, I want to call on the president, even though I didn't mention, but the president, he's playing a dual role. So for now, he's playing the first role as the president of NAPE. So welcome on stage for the welcome remark by our president, Abiodun Ogunjobi.
Thank you, JB. I think we are still in the morning time. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to recognize the chairman of the advisory council, Dr. Emmanuel, and all the ESCOs that are here with us today. I think I needed to emphasize that he's not Ikomi, he's the current chairman of the advisory council. So I would like to say a warm welcome to you all to this extreme February technical business meeting. It's such a delight to bring brilliant minds together to share insights and also brainstorm on how we can do our business of oil and gas better. And as we come together to this technical business meeting, let us optimize the opportunity to share insights, share knowledge, network, and also collaborate with one another on how we can continue to foster best practices within the oil and gas business space. On this momentous occasion, like the President-elect said, we are having the privilege of celebrating one of our own, and esteemed members of this association is someone that is dear to majority of us that are in the middle cadre, because anytime you call upon, he is always there to support. I want you to please appreciate Mr. Kanu. I can't remember any technical session during the last NAPE year that Mr. Kanu did not attend. And he's always there all the time. So it's not a sheer coincidence that we decided to have this technical meeting after his birthday party, just to honor him, to celebrate him. He's a wonderful senior colleague in the industry. He has been a mentor to some of us. He's very level-headed gentleman. And I've never seen him being angry throughout the years I've known him in NAPE. He's always been in respect. He has never had a quarrel with anybody. So we celebrate you, sir. Thank you for all that you have done for the association. We appreciate your contribution to this noble association. And the little we can do is to celebrate you, and we will continue to do that. On that note, I would like to welcome everybody to this February Technical Committee. Please do enjoy the stimulating topic that we are going to have today. And also after the topic, let us use the opportunity to network and collaborate with one another. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
We want to say glory to God for bringing you to this age. We can see, and everyone can attest to the fact that your life is a testament to the goodness and the greatness of God. He has brought you through Nigeria, through all the phases of Nigeria, and He has sustained you and brought you to this point. Throughout your life, you've been a great role model to us, to your sons, in being a family man, a man of God, a man of integrity and wisdom. And it's been great to watch you and follow your example. So we say, glory to God, congratulations, happy birthday, and enjoy it.
I want to add, Daddy, that as you know, I've lost my dad, but I never felt alone without a dad because of you. Your kindness and your wisdom and your grace will always remain with me. I'm very, very grateful to God for giving you to me. God bless you, Dad.
Amen. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hi, Dad. I'd like to wish you a very happy 70th birthday. It's quite a milestone. We thank God for every year that He keeps us. I hope you're having a great day and a very awesome party.
Hello. So this is a very special day. I want to take this opportunity to wish my father a happy 70th birthday. We are all reflecting on his life, the last 70 years. Well, the last 40 years for me in terms of how good he has been to us, and as well as the wider family. We want to thank him for being a good father, being a good brother, being a good husband, uncle, grandfather, all these things. We really want to thank him for everything that he's done for us. We wish him another 70 years, or I don't know if he wants that, but we wish him, long life, strength for his rest, strength and health for his rest of his life. We wish him all the best. We will try to make him the happiest and proudest father, brother, grandfather, husband. So yeah, happy birthday, Dad, and yeah, of course, that's me standing right next to you. Bye.
There, Daddy, or AKA Mazi, AKA Mr. KK. Just to wish you a happy birthday on your big 70th. We appreciate you and everything you do for us, and after Mommy as well. You do a great job, so thank you. And yeah, we're gonna celebrate big. Happy birthday from your last but most favorite son, I'm sure. Bye.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations for being 17. You're putting the honor there. You're 17 now. Dear High Father, thank you for letting God be 70, and please bless him with your Holy Spirit, and thank you for letting him be 70. Amen. I'm really sorry that we cannot be there because we have school. Well, I wish you lots and lots of love. Love you. Bye!
Bye.
Thank you very much. That's a good one. That's a good one. You're going to see more. So this is just the start of the game. Now, let's move on very quickly. But before I move on, let me also very specially recognize a few other fellows that just stepped in. Dr. Akitunde Karim, FNAPE. You're welcome, sir. We also have our own Bashir Koledoye, FNAPE. You're welcome, sir. And also, just to say, I know last month, students, also with the lecturers from Olabisi Onabanjo University, they were here with us last month. And again, this month, they're here with us. So just to encourage them that they should keep doing it. And same goes to the Nigerian Navy hydrographic team that are also always here with us. Now, let me very quickly move on to call on our chairman, who will give few remarks and then bring on stage the speaker for today. But before he comes on stage, I think it will be very important that I do introduce him properly. I mean, he is not a stranger in the industry, and his name is Mr. Cosmos Iweze, who actually graduated with a bachelor's degree in petroleum engineering from the University of Ibadan. He also has MBA, Master's in Business Administration from Golden Gate University in San Francisco in California. Today and now, Cosmos is the NNPC CNL, that is Chevron Joint Venture Director, Chevron Nigeria Mid-Africa, in charge of JV operations, EGTL Venture, JV asset development, facility engineering, and major capital projects, and applied reservoir and technical services. Now, before he got into this role, he's also done a few other jobs, increasing his responsibility, which includes business services director. He was also at some point general manager operations, at some point general manager exploration and asset development, which I'm sure all our NAPE folks that are in Chevron are under this organization. At some point as well, he was manager asset development, also was a planning manager, operations superintendent, contracts manager, capital project manager, reservoir simulation consultant, senior production engineer, but also at some point he was a lead petroleum engineer. And again, throughout his career, he's not just only worked in Nigeria, he's also worked in the United States of America, he's worked in Angola, and has also been part of the Corporate Reserve Audit Committee, RAC. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cosmos Iweze is a member of Society of Petroleum Engineers, SPE, and Nigerian Society of Engineers. I know we'll give you the form to join NAPE, Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists, today, so that you can join us as well. And he also serves as the chairman of the OPTS Subcommittee of Industrial Cost Efficiency, ICE, and had worked as senior advisor to the special advisor to the president on petroleum matters under late President Musa Yar'Adua. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage, Mr. Cosmos Iweze.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Wow, where would I start? Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Today we're celebrating KK Kano and with this technical session. So we're going to do in both parts. But there's somebody here, may I please stand on the existing protocol? There's somebody here we should also recognize. As I look at KK's pictures when he was in this copper, and who has become, who should we say caused it to be like that? Madam, of course. So a round of applause for Mrs. KK Kano, please, for doing a great job. I never knew you were this tiny some time ago. Good job, madam. Great job for what you do for that family. So today is a special day for me, especially. When I was told to chair this particular technical session, and it was the honor of my friend, KK Kano. I jumped at it. Of course,
I do have a lot of things going on. I'm very busy, but this is an opportunity I couldn't miss because of who he is. So I do identify with him today, and I will talk more about him at a later stage, but just for us to know that, we know him a lot about as a Christian, a family man, and all those. But today I'm going to talk about him as a leader. And maybe when the time comes, we get to that. But let me also thank the organizers of this program for the job well done so far. They've followed me all through, made sure that I came here early and walked me through what is required. And I can tell you, get a form, I will fill it. Okay. So with that, let me introduce the speaker for today's technical session. Sometimes we think we don't have SMEs on what we do. But this gentleman I'm going to introduce now, is a special man when it comes to petrophysics. And he has used his trade to make changes in the industry. Serves the industry very well. So his name is Mr. Chinye Joseph. Chinye Joseph is the Deputy General Manager and Head of Exploration in West Africa Exploration and Production Company, Lagos, Nigeria. He has worked at senior, advisory, and managerial levels in oil and gas companies in Nigeria, and as an expatriate in Venezuela, Malaysia, and Yemen. Who said we can't produce expatriates? He is shown to be one of them. He holds MSc degree in geophysics from River State University of Science and Technology, Port Harcourt, Nigeria, in 2008. So that I hear a lot of people, talking about universities they are from. Remember, we have only one university in Nigeria, right? Okay. I'm just saying. Because every other university is UI. You have Ibadan, you have Lagos, you have Ife, you have. If you doubt me, ask the politicians in Oyo State. They will tell you. Well, so he holds a MS degree in geophysics from University of Science and Technology, and Bachelor of Tech in geology from Federal University of Technology, Owerri. Chinye Joseph has about 26 years experience in the oil and gas industry. Prior to his present position in his current company, he has worked as technical manager for Pioneer Alpha Petroleum Services, PPS, Nigeria, petrophysics advisor for Masila Petroleum Exploration and Production Company in Yemen, regional petrophysicist for the Weatherford covering Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam. He was also a senior petrophysicist for Pan Ocean Oil Corporation, Nigeria, and petrophysics consultant for Petroleum de Venezuela in Venezuela. He is happily married and blessed with 4 children. He's married and his wife is a woman. And he's doing very well. Joseph Chinye has been an up-to-date active member of NAPE, a Society of Petrophysicists and Well Log Analysts. Please join me in welcoming our dear SME, Joseph Chinye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for making me so uncomfortable with that introduction. Yeah, my greetings goes to the chairman, our celebrant, Mr. KK, chairman of NAPE, Mr. Biadu Ogunjobi, we're in Pan Ocean together in exploration. Then he was my manager. My MD, present here, Mr. Rotimi Adefarasin, and the advisory committee chairman, Mr. Emmanuel. Please, I may not be able to mention all the names. All the ESCOs, my colleagues from WAEP, ladies and gentlemen, my greetings goes to you. Thank you very much. I must not fail to say that this is an honor, a great honor, to find me worthy to listen to when there was need for this presentation, or whatsoever we can call it. Finding me worthy to listen to is a great honor. I appreciate it. I was happy when I heard that the Nabanjo students are here. Again, I was happy to hear that the naval officers are here. The reason is, when people see the topic we want to discuss, applying permeability and saturation height function models to fields in Niger Delta, customize permeability and saturation height function to fields in Niger Delta, they just conclude, it's for petrophysicists. But I want to tell you that by the time we are rounding off this afternoon, you'll be happy you are here as a student. You'll be happy you are here as a non-technical person. You'll be happy you are here as not a petrophysicist or a geoscientist, because you will understand it and you will learn a lot. So I'll go straight to the presentation, to the talk, and I urge us to please follow me as I lead you through the flow, and it will help our industry, the oil and gas industry. Once again, thank you for this opportunity. Now, we want to discuss yes. Okay, sorry, it's working. All right. No, the topic, please. The first slide. The first slide, back. Okay. We want to discuss this. Application of customized permeability and saturation height function models to fields in Niger Delta. Now, there are two key words, because I want the understanding to start from here. Customized models. Those are two key words I want to pick out. But the two key focus is the permeability and saturation height function. Now, why did I say customize and field and models? It would have just said, the topic would have just been application of permeability and saturation height function models to fields in Niger Delta. Oh, sorry, not models and customize. Now, the word customized came in. What it's telling us is that the model, which is an equation, should be owned by you. So not just having the equation, but you owning it. That is your own company owning that existing equation, that existing model. You owning it. That is why it is customized. The reason is you know yourself better, and you can tell better about yourself. So when you own that model, the model will speak for your field. There are existing models. They were developed by somebody. Now, for permeability, it was developed by,
I'm trying to go back. Okay. Now, for permeability, it was there's a method we want to look at. It's called the FZI, flow zone indicator. It was developed by Dr. Amefule. He developed that. He used data to develop that. I actually don't know where he got the data from, but I know he developed that, and probably only Niger data, possibly, of which where I'll be using as case study could be part of the data he used. But now, in this presentation, want to see how we in West Africa Exploration and Production Company, WAEP, narrowed it down to our own fields. How we narrowed this own model, the Amefule's model, to WAEP's own. We owned it. We became the owner of his model. How we did that. Then for the saturation height function, we used the Corey and Brooks method to calculate water saturation through saturation height function. And the customizing there is that we owned Corey's model. We don't know where, I'm sure Corey did not even use Niger data to do that. He did not. He's not a Nigerian. And I don't think he ever worked in Nigeria. So where the data he used, why will I be applying his formula when I don't know where he got the data from? So I need to customize it to bring it down to my own field so I can control it. So that is the topic we want to discuss. The reason I took time to discuss this is if you don't understand the topic, whatsoever that will be discussed later will just be, in fact, you may slip off. So, having understood this, I will take us through this flow. We'll see the introduction, then the permeability theory, the generalized flow zone indicator, which is Amefule's model, data we use to customize it to WAEP, that is West Africa Exploration and Production Company's field, how we used it. And I assure you that if you have not done yours to your own field, do it. Because it's not, even though I will be using WAEP as a case study, but it's something that every field, every company should do to their field. So that you will be in control of the model you are using. You can discuss it with your own data, because it is the data that makes you own it. So we'll be looking at that, the data we used to customize Amefule's model, how we prepared the data, then how we then customized it. We'll compare a work that was done. Let me, at this point, say that some great men in the industry, which I think everybody here should know, have done some work using Amefule's method. They did a global Niger Delta work, which we have been using. So we'll compare that we have been using with what we have customized in WAEP. Then we'll also look at Corey and Brooks saturation height function, then the results, we'll conclude, and then we'll be ready for questions. And then the answers will come too. This is what I have just done. I've done the introduction. That we want to customize the FZI from Amefule and the saturation height function from Kure to OML 71 and 72. That is the assets WAEP operates, OML 71 and 72. So we want to customize the permeability and the saturation height function models to these assets. And the major reason which is key, is that we want to reduce uncertainty to the barest minimum. With uncertainty, wrong decisions could be made. So we want to make every effort to reduce this uncertainty. That is why we are doing this. Now, I may not want to bore us with this grammar, you understand? And this is one of the reasons I'm happy that students are here, you understand? So now, by permeability, if we just go by this, some may not, non-technical people, the non-technical people, not just geoscientists, non-technical people may not understand it, because I'm sure we have some people that are not technical people here. So if we go by this definition, they may not understand it. That permeability is a measure of the ability of a porous material to transmit fluid. I mean, what does this grammar mean? So in a layman's language, in the language an accountant will understand, what this big grammar is saying is that permeability, first, in rock, we have different types. And what differentiates them is the arrangement. We have different sizes, and how they are arranged in the subsurface. Now, it's talking about the ability of porous material. What is this porous material? These rocks that are arranged, I wish we have a board. I would have put these things in drawing. Now, these rocks that are arranged according to sizes, some are of almost the same size, some different sizes combined, and so on. That gives them their classes. Now, there are spaces between them. Those spaces is what they are calling pores. That is the pores. So those spaces are pores. And in those pores, some are isolated. That is, they are just there like a hole. You pour water inside that hole and it just stays there. Those are isolated. Then some are interconnected. You pour water into this hole, it will flow from here to another place, you understand? That is interconnected porosity. So we are saying, the permeability is saying that those interconnected ones allow flow. They allow movement of fluids or gas. That is permeability. So those pore spaces that allows flow is permeability. That is what we are discussing. So we are not talking about the permeability of oil and gas. Because in the subsurface, we have three materials there. We have the oil, we have the gas, we have the water. But we are interested as oil company. We are not water company. We are not water board. So we are not interested in producing water. We are interested in producing oil or gas and gas. So there is the need to know the flow. If we have good flow that will cause us to take decision to go ahead and for that production, then we'll go ahead. If we don't have good flow, that is good permeability, then we leave it. Those are the things we want to discuss. I think in the course of saying all those, I've talked about this, the sizes and so on, those determine. Sorry, this. And somebody, I don't know, somebody can use this better. Can you come help me control it? Okay, please. Okay, next slide. Let me just say next slide. Better. Now, we want to discuss the permeability now, the customizing the permeability. So we are starting with the global permeability that I said some great men have done. Great men in the industry, we can see C.I. Uguru, Chuks Uguru, I think of Shell, so many of us may know him, you understand? They have done marvelous work. And we have been using their work to predict permeability. I personally used their work for a long time to predict permeability. Now, what did they do? They gathered core in the Niger Delta. They gathered core, a lot of core. I am sure MS-71 and 72 core could be part of it because Shell was operating MS-71 and 72. So the core, they gathered lots of core. This is Amefule's permeability model. So what these people did was that to predict permeability using this method, this FZI method by Amefule, they gathered core. If you look at this formula, that is this model now, effective porosity can be gotten from log. Oh, there's a slide that was skipped. That is the data we used. Okay, no, it was not. It's the next step. It's the next one. But don't worry. Just leave it there. Leave it. Okay, leave it here. You know. Now, this can be gotten from log. This is what we want to get, what we are looking for. This is the only unknown in this Amefule's model. The only unknown is the FZI. And how do they get this? You know, so they used core to get all these stuff and arrived. You know, this FZI. So they got the low, the mean, and high, and applied them here to get this. We call this one the global model or generalized Niger Delta model. What we call it, you can call it any name, but what my team calls it is the generalized one. So, but the issue now is when we started using these, we personally observed some things that we're not very comfortable with. And that was what led us to customizing it. It's a great work because it was done with data from different fields in the Niger Delta. Different fields. And of course, though the Niger Delta, you know, uncertainty will be there and probably very high. So when we were observing some uncertainties, we decided to customize it. Next slide, please. So how did we go about customizing it? We now got our own data, the OMS 71 and 72 data. And those are the data. It's easy. Okay. Something, is this the one I sent? All right. So we use this data. We use 10 wells. The gamma ray resistivity density neutron, then the cores. This core now is from OMS 71 and 72. So we used only the core from OMS 71 and 72. So you see that we have narrowed it down to our own field. The core from there. We used it to model, to customize Amefule's model. How did we do that? Next slide, please. We started by preparing, I also not bore you with these. We started by preparing the core data. First, we have used those log data, the gamma ray resistivity, neutron density. We have used them to calculate V shale, the volume of shale, and total porosity. Then from the total porosity, and the V shale, combination of them, we calculated the effective porosity, which is the phi E you saw. Now, the next was the core. We prepared the core by, correcting for stress. You see, what is this core? Nobody here has gone down to subsurface to see the oil and the gas there. No one human being has done that. That you go to the subsurface to see oil and gas, no. But core lives in the subsurface. Because during coring, what they do, first, the log does not even live there. Those in the servicing company can confirm this. When we want to acquire logs, we go with the tools. We run the tools. From the bottom, we begin to log up. It begins to hit the walls and tell us the information. It gives us the information of the subsurface. So it travels there and comes back. But core, we use core plugs to core. That is, it's like you take something, a material, to a tool, to the subsurface, and take part of the wall of the subsurface. That is the core. You bring it out to the surface. So core lives there. So that is why it is a live data. It's a live material. So what we do is that in the process of doing all these things, there are errors. There is this clinking badge effect, there is this stress effect, and so on. So we correct them. And that is the first thing we did by using all these equations I don't want to bore you with to correct them. So we corrected for stress. That is the first thing we did. And next slide, please. This is the correction. So why this is the one that came out raw. These are the values that came out raw from the core. You know, the core will give you the permeability and the porosity. You know, so why this is the one that came out raw, this one is the one we corrected. So this is stress-free. So we're confident to work with this. This is just a capture of some. There are many. It's too long, so I just capture some. So we're comfortable to work with this. So with this now, we went into customizing the permeability, MFLS permeability to becoming WAEP's permeability. So the job proper starts in the next slide. Next slide, please. And the first step we took in doing that was to create or develop lithophases. We developed lithophases using that effective porosity. We use effective porosity that we calculated, you know, from those logs. We use it to, okay. We used it to develop lithophases. Now, we have 5 classes of lithophases. The question is, why 5? Because we can get as many as the data can give us. But we narrowed it down to 5 lithophases because if you recall the first table, the one I said great men did using different cores from Niger Delta, they had 5 classes there. And we want to customize theirs to our own field. When you want to customize theirs to your own field also, it's wise you use 5 classes because you can compare apple to apple. So they have 5 classes, and that's why we have 5 classes. We then got this, okay. We then got these classes of fishy, that is the rock. So we got the rock type. When I started, I was trying to define the different rocks. You have some large ones, some small ones, the grain sizes, you know, because it's not the focus. That's why I'm not going deep into that. Now, we have the lithophase that gave us the 5 classes, which are these. And if you look at it, I was talking about the grain sizes and so on. If you look at this first one, you see that this one, the effective porosity is very small. It's low. So the rock classes that have this class of porosity are the first class. Then this one, like that, we got the different classes of rocks. If you check, this color code is telling you what they are here. That this first one is this, and so on. We first develop lithophase. Why? Please just follow the flow from here. You will see that you can apply this one to your own field. And you will see at the end, you will judge for us why, if you need to do it, if you have not done it in your company, if you need to do it or not, you will judge it. Now, why do we, first we got these 5 classes, follow the flow. Why do we need to do the lithofashi? The lithofashi leads us into the next thing we need to know, which is the hydraulic unit. Next slide, please. So with the lithofashi, we developed the hydraulic unit. And what does that mean? You know, we're talking about flow. So the hydraulic unit, instead of the lithofashi now have classified the rocks. That this rock, look at the porosity, effective porosity. This one, look at the porosity. And so you can see that every company will wish that their formation have this class, because flow will be very good here. You understand? Look at the porosity here. So flow will be good there. And that is what is showing here. We want to see how, which area flows more or very well or not. And from this lithofashi, we got the hydraulic unit. You can see this one is for the first class. This is for and so on, like that till we get to this point. You see that this place, you have high permeability, you have high porosity. So it's telling us that this area, data that fell within this area are good. They have good flow. Our eyes should be there. Now, why do we need this hydraulic unit? Recall Amefule's permeability model. The only unknown there is the FZI. You remember when we started? Is the FZI. Now, we needed this hydraulic unit because there's a relationship between the hydraulic unit and FZI. The unknown we want to get, the FZI. There's a relationship between the hydraulic unit and that. That's why we first chased this hydraulic unit. The next slide, please. Now, permit me to take us to, I said I was happy when I saw that students were here. Permit me to take us to our secondary school mathematics, and we'll come back. If you look at this equation, that's the Amefule's equation that we saw. Now, this and this make up the hydraulic unit. This is the reservoir quality index, and this is normalized porosity. This is FZI. Now, if we go back to our mathematics, if you make the FZI, which is what we are looking for, if you make it the subject formula, it becomes this. Now you have log FZI and log this. If you bring out the log, it becomes this. So what this is telling us is when we make a log plot of the RQI, which is the reservoir quality index, on the y-axis, and the normalized porosity on the x-axis, when we make such plot, the intercept on the y-axis will give us our FZI, and it's FZI we're looking for. And that was what we did. Next slide, please. That was what we did here. So we made a log plot of the normalized porosity on the x-axis, and reservoir quality index on the, because we want to know the quality of the rocks in that reservoir. So that is why we have it on the y-axis. So wherever these lines now, the straight line graphs, whenever I cut the x-axis, the y-axis from that equation gives us our FZI. So you see that for this quality of rock, it cuts it here, and this value is this. For this one, this is the value, and so on. So we have our FZI here. Now we have gotten the FZI. We can now take it to Amorphous equation to calculate the permeability. Next slide, please. Sorry, amorphous this thing. So we arrive at this. So is this the next slide? Is there a slide before this? Okay, I'll go back. All right. So we used those FZI we've gotten the FZI we're looking for. All right, before we calculated the permeability, these processes we have taken, we have made some assumptions and so on. So to correct those assumptions, we had to apply uncertainties. We came up with uncertainties using descriptive statistics. We came up. This is those FZI values for each hydraulic unit. This is the FZI, the mean values. So we did descriptive statistics of this mean, and we got the low values. What's going on? Operator? Yes, please note this time. Sorry for this, let's bear with them. Yeah. I'll be done. All right. Oh, up, please. Scroll up. We did that with this uncertainty, so we got the same low, mean, and high. Recall the table, the first table, the global one. That is where we're going to, and we have gotten that now using our own field with the amorphous equation. So there was need for us to compare them. Next slide, please. Next slide. So we tried to compare them, and we observed that there was uncertainty here. This tried to speak, optimism is being, we observed the first table. Then, when we brought it down to when we customized it, this is the value here. Why we saw this table as fantastic is, imagine you gathered data from different places, and the only place we are seeing uncertainty where we applied it to our own field is here. That is really fantastic. Gathering data from different places, using it for only our own field, and we saw uncertainty only here. Then the question now is, why do you think this is an uncertainty? Why is not this one? I mean, sorry, why do you think this is optimistic and not this one being pessimistic? Next slide. Okay, we used our own SDI to calculate permeability. We used it to predict permeability, used the general one to predict permeability also. So here we have the red one as the permeability from the generalized one, the global one, and the blue one as the permeability from the customized one. Now, when this color, these shaded portions, the the hydraulic unit there, the rock there, is that one we said has uncertainty, that is too optimistic. Now, the reason we concluded at that is that if you look at the permeability there, the values, look at the values, you know, why this is this. We try to compare it with that of the rock, the core, which is live data. Please, next slide. Next slide. Now, we try to compare it with the core. Look at, this is the permeability we got, average permeability for that class of rock property. This is the permeability we got there for that class, the average. Then that's from the global, this thing. And this is what we got from the customized one. This is what core says. You can see that this is pretty close to what the core says, while this is far away from what the core says. That is what we did for all the rock types. And we saw that for each of them and for each of the reservoirs, we're seeing this high uncertainty. So we know it was too optimistic. Imagine that is where the challenge we're having was coming from. So we decided to run with this. Now, next slide, please. My time is also. So that gave us, you know, some hint of what to work with. We started working with our customized permeability model, because that model became our own. Now, for the saturation height function, we actually did not have need to compare it with Cure's own. They are two complete stuff. But what we did was that we customized his Cure's model to our own. Next slide, please. Next slide. All right. And this is the Cure's saturation height function model. Because the aim is to get water saturation. To get water saturation, that's the purpose of the model. Now, if you look at this, we know this from our log data, and so we can get this. We know the density, that is the fluid density. We can get the rho, the change of density. The things we don't know here are the residual or irreducible water saturation. We don't know it. We don't know the pore entry pressure, which is PD. We don't know it. The pore throat size, lambda, we don't know it. So we have three key things we don't know here: this, and this. So when we know this, and we know this, we can comfortably slot them in and get our saturation height function. Next slide, please. So what we then did was to customize this Cure's model. This is our Cure's model. Those three unknowns, we customized them to our own field. Because Cure used his data to get these. We don't know where he got them from. But we used our own data to plot similar thing. And we got our data. Now, this is for the first unknown, this is the model without the C. Without C is Cure's model. Then, without A, this is Cure's model for pore entry pressure. Without B, this is Cure's model for pore throat size. So if you remove the C, the A, and the B, what you have is completely Cure's model. But this C, A, and B are there to customize it to your field, to customize it to my field. That is what we did. Now, they are called fitting constants. Fitting constants. How did we use them to customize Cure's model to our own field? Next slide, please. Now, the way we use them is this. We iterated data, our own data. What you are seeing here now is not Kure's data. This is OMS 71 and 72 data. For each reservoir, we got data from our reservoir. The clean part and the transition zone, we got data from them and slotted into Kure's template. Now, what we did, we want to get A, B, and C. Remember, those three unknowns. They had A, B, and C. So when we get them, then we can get those three unknowns. We will know them. Now, to start, we initialized those three unknowns by calling A, let it be equal to 1, B equal to 1, C equal to 1. If A is 1, please go up one step. If A is 1 and I put it here, did I change Kure's model? No. I put C1, did I change it? No. B here, 1, did I change it? No. So I have not changed Kure's model by calling A, B, C 1, 1, 1. Back, next slide, please. Now, so we initialize it by calling A 1, giving the value 1 to A, B, and C. Given that value, this is what we have. This model is Kure's own. This line is Kure's model. Why this one, you can see that our data fell in it. So this is OMS 71 and 72 model. So what we want to do here is we want to iterate this, our data, we want to just iterate it. That is like fuzzy logic for those of us who know what it is. We want to repeat until we get a match where this line will match this one. That's what we want to do. So at 1, 1, 1, look at what it is. Then after iterating, it comes to this. This line now is aligning with this. That is what we have here. And what happens? A1 changed to A, this value. B1 changed to this value. C changed to this value. So now these values are A, B, and C for this reservoir. These values, please, 2 steps up. Oh, one. The other one, okay. So those values now replaced C, A, and B. And by replacing them, we now have it as OMS 71 and 72 models for the unknowns. So we have gotten the unknowns. Now, next slide, please. Next one. So we also did it for this reservoir. Next slide. So we gotten the unknown, we put them into that equation. We replaced those unknowns now with those values to get our water saturation. And these are the results. These are the results. So the blue line, the blue curve you are seeing is the water saturation from log, our normal water saturation from log. That is for Johash, that takes care of Shelly part of it. Why the red one is from Archie, the same water saturation for clean sands, Archie. Then the black one you are seeing is the saturation height function. You can see that 3 of them are aligning very well. Look at, they are aligning very well. This is what we have in all our reservoirs. We got the saturation height function we needed. Next slide, please. Then the question is, next slide, we repeated it for this reservoir. Now, okay, no, go back one more step. So the question is, why do we need saturation height function when we already have log saturation? Why do we then need saturation height function? I will give you 2 reasons. Then the geomodelers will give you as many reasons as possible, because that is where they usually fight with the ROEs, the reservoir engineers. That you are putting water on top of my oil. Why will water be up there? The 2 reasons is that the saturation height function takes care of shoulder bed effect. What that ROE is calling water is actually not water, it's hydrocarbon. But it usually happens along this, transition path when you are moving from shale to sand. You know, it's not sharply clean. It will transit from shale to sand. So that part creates shoulder bed that when you use your log saturation does not take care of it. By the time the geomodeler finishes his or her model and give to the RE, the RE want to do a dynamic model, it will say, there is water on top of oil. Why? Saturation height function takes care of that shoulder bed effect. Log saturation will not. That's number one. Then number two, you drill a well here. You drill another well there. You use your resistivity log. You know, you log to calculate your the saturation to calculate water saturation from log. Now, resistivity log have limited depth of investigation. When you are logging it, you know, as it's sitting, it sends the signal into the formation to get information. That signal does not get to where that well is. You have one well here, you have the other one there. The same thing you do there, you log that one, it does not get to this point. Let's say this one gets from here to here. The other well gets from there to there. What happens between them? No information. But saturation height function talks about the pore truth. You know, it has the pore truth. It talks about the pore truth. It talks about the pore entry pressure. So it puts these into consideration. So it's telling you, it's giving you the entire information from between this well and that well. What happens between them is giving you the entire information. So you have quality information when you use saturation height function than when you use the log this thing to model. Then the geologists will also tell you that when they want to do their models when they want to distribute their models from log saturation, they need to upscale, where they bring in their Venn diagrams and so on. And in doing all those, instead of solving problems, they're adding more problems because they are adding more uncertainty. By the time you are upscaling, you are making so many assumptions that you cannot prove, and you're adding uncertainty. Then, when they use the log saturation to do the model, you see the contact as sharp as, you know, as if the reservoir is just a straight line. But when they use the saturation height function, you see that smooth and soft slope, the transition zone. You see it come down. They have so many reasons why saturation height function should be used. So that was how we customized the Curies model to our OMS 71 and 72, which you can also do in your own company. Next slide, please. And we are concluding. Now, by customizing it, like we started in the introduction, we reduced uncertainty to the barest minimum. And I think every management will be glad to hear that you have reduced uncertainty. They can take decision now. They say, okay, so this is the volume we have. We are close to the actual volume, so we can take decision. I use this place we are as an example. If somebody that does not know Eco Hotel was told that Eco Hotel is going to Eco Hotel, you are told that Eco Hotel is in VI, and they just drop the person at Third Mainland Bridge to enter VI. Where will he start from? From the foot of Third Mainland Bridge, begin to ask questions. Please, how do I get to Eco Hotel? Begin to ask questions. But imagine that you gave the person the name of the street, just the street. You have reduced the stress it will go through, is it not? Then you now add the number of the place. So not just the street plus the number. What have you done? When the person is driving, probably with his Google map, he doesn't even ask any question. He knows where he's going to. He lands there. That is what customizing your field does. When you are using other models that you don't know where data came from, you are just making some very large uncertainty, which may be very expensive for the company. But when you have customized it, then you have brought it to that house that you gave the number and the street. Uncertainty is reduced. With this, I come to the end of this presentation. I wait for your questions. Next slide. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Chinye. Don't go. You can't go. Just wait. All right. Please, another round of applause for please. So what we're going to be doing right now, just like we started last month, we're going to go into a panel session, but we're going to keep it quite short. And for today, we're going to be having only one panelist to join us on stage. But before we call the panelists, I would also like to invite the chairman, but before I do so, just to be sure that the chairs are here. So we don't keep you standing. So please have your questions down. I mean, those online as well, just get it ready. As he's setting up the chairs, just very quick recognition for some of our fellows that joined us as the speaker was presenting. We have our own dear Dr. Kenny Ladipo FNAPE Babake. You're welcome, sir. We also have our own Chikwe Edozien FNAPE. You're welcome, sir. And online, we have both Mrs. Adedoja Ojelabi FNAPE and Mrs. Patricia Ochobu FNAPE online. One more chair. No, one more, yeah. And we can. Okay. All right, yeah. And please, let's spread it well. That one is okay. Okay. All right, so our presenter, please, yes. Yeah, remove that one. You can have a seat. Thank you. You can have this one. Thank you. All right, and we invite our chairman, Mr. Cosmos Iweze, please to join. And then we also now, our president is now going to play a different role now. As a panelist, we welcome on stage Mr. Abiodun Ogunjobi, FNAPE, to please have a seat. All right, thank you. So I will now hand over to the chairman to help us to summarize and moderate this session. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Thank you very much. So, what a wonderful presentation by our presenter, Joseph Chinye. Application of customized permeability and saturation height function models to fields in Niger Delta. Before I do that, there are two people that I've seen here today that may not be fellows of NAPE, but we need to also introduce. One of them is Mr. Fawore, who is here with us today, and of course, Mr. John Abaro. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, so as a businessman, these equations are just equations. What provides value for me is the value that the equations will bring. So I look beyond those. So what is good about this is if you get the permeability right, if you get the saturation right, it tells you the volume of crude oil you have and how much of that crude oil can flow in the reservoir. And that should be our focal point. Now, if I look at that, what do geologists do? What do petroleum engineers do? First of all, my friend, we were trying to start a war between reservoir engineers and geologists in that one, but I'll leave that for another day. But the point here is that why we have jobs in the oil and gas industry is because we have the ability and capacity to resolve uncertainties. No one company, and repeat, no one company has all the resources to do everything they want to do, to produce all the oil they want to produce. So they hired brilliant people like you to come and tell them how to resolve uncertainties and prioritize where to drill and where not to drill. And what volume you're going to get if you drill a well. And that's what it's all about. And that's what he has done for us today. How do you ensure that the data you're using to calculate the volume of oil or volume of gas is appropriate? And you can get a volume that can allow you to invest or not to invest. We have done that very well. But another thing he did very well that I thought was very important as we all go through the pass on to the panelists here is the fact that the data matters. Garbage in, garbage out. We all know that. It took time to ensure you have quality data before you input into any model. Because model is just an equation. Anybody can put any equation. The good thing here is those of you who are students who are here, think about it this way. You need to almost go to understand the first principles, understand the quality of the data you're putting into your equations. Because if you put the wrong data, you're going to get the wrong information. And if you apply it, you make wrong decisions. And that's not what investors want. So he did very well in ensuring that the data is correct, and of course, qualify it and customize it to his own field, which is very important. And it's not a blank check for all of us to use this information he has provided. He just said, customize it to your own field and your own wells. I think that's very key, and it's something that all of us need to embrace. It's not only good to use equation, but use equation that meets your own requirement. And by doing so, you are giving the information that the investor is going to use to make decisions to make investment or not to make investment. Wonderful job. Well done, Joseph. Appreciate you. With that, I'll pass it on to the panelists who's going to do a detailed summary. I just looked at it from the point of view of a businessman. And then I leave it to the petrophysicists and geologists to now detail it into the form you may understand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. I think you've done a wonderful job to that presentation. And I think what Joe has done today is to call our attention to the fact that our reservoirs are heterogeneous. They are not unique. So what he has done by customizing the Amephylate equation is to reflect the heterogeneity of their feed. Now, that's what he has done, to customize the data to their feed, because it will allow them to accurately capture the spatial distribution of the rock properties in that feed. And that's what Joseph has done. So having a one constant model does not accurately reflect the heterogeneity of the rock properties in all the fields. So what Joe has done is to give us a template that we can also do the same. By doing that, it enables them to establish their fluid flow patterns. Now, one of the things that we need to understand is that the model that will be built from this formula will be able to determine the fluid flow pattern under the various conditions of pressure, property, and fluid composition. So if you don't have a clear understanding of the rock properties, then you may start at that point introducing uncertainties into your reservoir. So Joseph started by building a little fact sheet. And just building that little fact sheet also enables them to establish their flow zone indicator, because that enables them to now customize the data to their feed. So predicting accurately your future cash flow, just like the chairman said, is also crucial. And you can only be able to predict your cash flow when you have a good understanding of the production rate that will be coming from your field. Accurate predicting your permeability will enable you to determine the production rate. Otherwise, just like the example he gave, in one of the flow zones, if you have used an optimistic flow rate because of the permeability indicator and you put that into your model, you will have an unrealistic flow rate. And if you take that into your cash flow, we all know what that implies. So I think one of the things that Joseph don't talk about will probably be the fact that even when we want to do enhanced oil recovery, accurate predicting our reservoir properties is very key, so that you understand the kind of secondary recovery that you want to do, whether it's water flooding or gas lifting or whatever you want to do. By understanding the permeability distribution within the feed, the saturation behavior within the feed, the engineer can select the most suitable enhanced oil recovery model to be able to go into secondary recovery. Then what about our well placement? As geologists, we always like to position our wells in a well-developed, porous, and permeable area. And from the analysis that Joseph did, by customizing the data, was able to establish a more permeable zones, where you know that the flow path and the connectivity of the reservoir is high. So by integrating permeability data with reservoir simulation, engineers and geologists can accurately, position their wells in where they know that they will have a good flow yield. And secondly, thirdly, rather, capillary pressure is one of the estimations that you would have also loved to talk about, because capillary pressure and saturation high function, they are like twins. When you accurately predict the interface between two immiscibility fluid content, then capillary pressure also affects how the fluid will distribute and how they will move. So accurate predictions of your saturation high function will also enables you to accurately predict the pressure differences across two immiscible fluid, usually water and oil. And the whole essence of this, why it is important, is in our reserve booking. And one thing that Joseph has also demonstrated, which he said, is that core is a live data. I know when we are putting our well AFE together, and I think it's something that the top management also need to know. When you put your AFE together and you put in the cost for the coil, the first thing is that they will just say, take that one off. It's not important now. We can use log data. So Joseph has been able to demonstrate that there is a lot of difference between information that we can get from wireline data and data comes from the core data. Coring may be expensive, but the information that will come from coring will save us a lot in the longer space when we start to book our numbers. If we have used an inaccurate rock properties to calculate our numbers, and it doesn't turn out to be what we predicted, then we will then appreciate the value of coring our data. I mean, usually the regulator always specify the number of core data that should be available in the field. So coring is very key, and I think it's something that Joseph have described as a live data, because that is an institute information that we are getting from the source of it. And I think if you take this away from here, it will help us in our reserve booking so that we don't get surprises all the time by changing numbers all the time when new informations are coming up. So I think I will stop there, and we allow us to take few questions, and I thought Joseph will be able to provide context to it. Thank you.
Please, if you're going to clap. Thank you so much, our panelists, for a job well done. We're going to take some questions now. So maybe we'll go into that. But before then, I also like to add one or two things to what you just said. The other thing that Joseph did was to narrow the uncertainty between the core data and the log-derived data, which is a good thing. But what that then does for you is, if you get to a company, they're averse to coring, you can use his method to narrow that uncertainty. And then you spend less but it still achieved great value. Very well done. So let's open it up for a question.
Yeah.
Please.
All right. We have one here.
Where? Please ask your question. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Sharma, good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Joe, thank you for this wonderful presentation. And then you've emphasized on the importance of acquiring core. Let me say the requisite data for us to be able to optimize value through getting the volume right. So my question would then be, looking at the latest technology, would you rather say going for sidewalk core as alternative to conventional core, maybe due to cost, you could as well achieve this. The latest technology now could also help us to take some sample up to a diameter of 2.5 centimeter to about 3.8 centimeter. So I don't know if with that, going for sidewalk core, one could still achieve this customized model. So that would be my question. Thank you very much for this.
You didn't mention your name?
Oh, my sincere apologies, sir. My name is Julius Addison. I work for New Cross. Thank you.
Thank you very much. How do we want to go? I mean, get more questions, you answer them at the same time? Okay, let's do. Any other question, please? Okay, one hand over there.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. And just like the president said, that of course, maybe because of time and space, you couldn't relate that to the capillary pressure. And I also believe that if there was time as well, you would have gone down to portrait sizes and portrait distribution, in your studies. My question is, just like the chairman said, that the key thing is about the storage and the flow capacity, of your reservoir. I don't know if you have observed any pattern in the flow and the storage capacity of the reservoir you have studied versus depth, in this particular feed or in Niger Delta, or maybe there's a reversal as well. That's what I want to know. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the second question. And the third one over there as well.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the presentation once more. My name is Alexander Wankama from GCube Integrated Services Limited. Okay, just a quick one, just one question. You showed a slide where you compared the generalized permeability and the customized one, and you showed a discrepancy, a huge discrepancy from the core when you're comparing to the core for 1 little fascist. Specifically, I think is it the shale or the coarse sands or something that you showed indicated as red. Did you probe further to know why that particular little fasci had a very large discrepancy? And then, okay, even if you did, okay, what was the reason? Then did you find out the reason? Then applying it to other data, you were speaking about companies trying to customize, create their own permeability and also saturated hydrocarbon height. Would this discrepancy also be seen when you apply it to other data within Niger data? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe let's take this tray now and move. So the first question, I want to start with this one. Let's start with the first question. The first question was talking about, can you use sidewalk cores instead of the normal conventional cores for that? That's number one. Number two was, what has depth got to do with it? I mean, does depth change with all those? And the third one is talking about, those huge discrepancies you got. How did you look into resolving it and what caused it?
Thank you very much for the questions. Yeah, the first question we'll talk about that talks about sidewalk core, and even when you take cores, you also take sidewalk core. So it tells you that the sidewalk core plays its own role different from what the hard core plays. The sidewalker will give you information as in the fluid, that is, if this is oil, if this is gas. You majorly get the fluid type from the sidewalker. It won't give you the permeability we are talking about. It won't give you the porosity we are talking about. So they actually play different roles. Understand? So the sidewalker, to answer to your question, may not give you exactly what the hardcore will give you. The second one, depth. With if you plot, have a depth versus density plot, you will see the density trending this way, telling you that with depth, porosity is becoming smaller, it's becoming shalier. You understand? And that affects permeability, like what we saw. So the beneath formation has very coarse grains, and there the porosities are very fine, and unfortunately we don't produce from the beneath formation. But you see, as you go down, the porosity is also decreasing. So actually there is that pattern. But that doesn't mean that, because we have also seen in the course of, not in WAEP now, but in the course of different places I've worked, we've seen some places where this rule did not hold. We saw very good sand in the deeper side than in the shallow part. So it's the president was talking about heterogeneity. We have it heterogeneous, but majorly it has that trend of porosity reducing with depth, and it affects permeability. Then, interesting, I love that question you asked, as in customizing it in my own company. We observed that big discrepancies between what the core said and what that coarse grain size, that class of rock said. It may vary from company to company. The reason is this. Please permit me to stand up. The reason is this. I said what they did in that generalized model was that they used core from different fields in the Niger Delta. They combined them. So depending on, and what that means is that probably averages were taken. So depending on the fields, how close the field is to the core of, that is the center of the majority of cores. Let me give you an example. If we have a field, different fields, let's say this hall is the formation, is Niger Delta. We have field there, we have fields separated here, you understand? Then from each of these fields, we gathered core. Now, what you will get from the field at the middle will be different from what you will get from the field here. It will be different, so it depends on nearness and things like that. So it will vary from company to. There are some companies that will work with this model and it will work perfectly. There are some other companies that may work. It may not be this particular rock class that gave us uncertainty that will give them. It may be a lower one as well. But where you may not have uncertainty much is the shale. Shale is shale everywhere. But sand is heterogeneous. That is, sand is not sand everywhere, but shale is shale everywhere. So that is what I think it is. Thank you.
Please a round of applause for him. So because of our time, perhaps we take one question from those online. Do we have any question? Those online? Okay,
yeah, we have one question online.
Go ahead.
All right. From Uche Chukusa. Thank you, sir, for the fantastic presentation. As I have learned so much from this session, my question are one, does the customized core model address the effects of conductive minerals just like it does for shoulder bed effect? Number two, is it advisable to apply saturation height modeling approach in lieu of log-based approach in highly compartmentalized field, considering that free water levels and other parameters may vary across compartments?
Okay, thank you very much. But please repeat the first question. I didn't get that right.
Okay. Does the customized core model address the effects of conductive minerals just like it does for shoulder bed effect?
Okay, that is when you customize, and it actually has no effect on conductive minerals. You know, what happened is the conductive mineral means it has ion minerals, and it affects the resistivity. So what affects saturation height function is the RQI, that is the quality of the reservoir, the transition zone, the transition zones. Those inputs are actually what mineralogy does not. But let me not fail to say that in shaly areas, saturation height function does not work perfectly in shaly areas. So I think that is where minerals may come in, because what makes it shaly, that is clay minerals, comes in. So, but when we talk about sand, we actually, when we talk about saturation height function, we actually look at sands, that is good sands. I don't know if that answers your first question, right? If it answers it right. Then the second question was, sorry, repeat the second question.
Is it advisable to apply saturation height modeling approach?
Compartmentalize. Yes, as long as you have free water level. They are compartmentalized because there is a fault or something separating them, right? Now, that means you are probably treating them as where you have two different, not necessarily two different reservoirs, but compartmentalized, as you have said. As long as you have a free water level for each of them, then you apply saturation height function. Like I have said, you cannot compare saturation height function with, that is saturation from wireline logs with saturation height function. There you are, the uncertainty you are adding by using the saturation from wireline log is more. But with saturation height function, like I said during the presentation, you are actually reducing uncertainty. So saturation height function works every time, irrespective of compartments or no compartments. Thank you.
Please, if you're going to clap for Joe. Done a great job. Uche, please come. Thank you all for being part of this session, and then we're going to get entered in the next session. I'll hand it over to Uche, but you must agree with me, it's been very, very, very good session. Great job by Joe. Again, bottom line is, look, if you're a scientist, know that what you do results to decision making. And you ask yourself, what quality decision you want the people making a decision to make? And that's independent of what you provide. It's not just about number, just not about information. It's what you do with that information that matters. So always have a big picture as you get into your scientific work. Thank you very much. Thank you, my panelists. I think you did a great job. Thank you very much. Over to you, Chair.
All right, thank you very much. But please don't go yet. Don't go yet. Now we are done with this. I will then ask our panelists to now switch his role now back to the president. So, Mr. President, please come and appreciate our speaker and chairman.
So Joseph, you can stand now. I mean, are you not tired of sitting? Okay, so Joseph, it's been a wonderful, stimulating, and engaging section. I'm sure some of the students that are here has also learned a lot, and you are also open our eyes once again to some of the key fundamentals that we should be paying attention to. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the Advisory Council, the executive of NAPE, we want to appreciate you. Thank you for coming and for giving us your time this afternoon, to share your expertise with us. Thank you very much. So on behalf of NAPE, I would like to give you this. NAPE. Okay, in continuation of that, as just a token from us, so thank you very much for being here today. And the chairman, well, we want to share this session for us, and your contribution has also been very enriching. Thank you so much for being here today.
I was wondering, I'm already a member, right?
Yeah, so
do I still need the form?
Just need the form. we have filled the form. Oh, okay, they filled the form.
Thank you very much. So we'll now take the group picture before we go. Please. Now, there is one more, sorry if you don't mind, one more recognition for the sponsors, right? Okay, that's fine, and then we'll do that one. Okay, please.
All right, let's also have the celebrant join the picture. Mr. Keke. Yeah, the sponsor can come on board.
All right, so we now invite the sponsor, WAEP, now please to give the sponsor's remark. Please, a round of applause for our sponsor.
Thank you so much. I would like to give due recognition to every NAPE luminary present, particularly the fellows. I would like you to indulge me to recognize one person among the fellows, and that is my mentor, my former boss, and my uncle, Dr. Emmanuel Eno. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for this great opportunity. On behalf of my uncle, my friend, and my colleague, Mr. Kanu Keke, that we popularly call him, I would like to express our gratitude to the leadership of NAPE. We don't take this opportunity for granted. And I would like to say one thing about NAPE and the geoscientists generally. In my former world, we used to describe them as people of uncertainty, not people with a lot of uncertainty management skills. By the time you deal with a geoscientist and he comes up with his postulations, he's already on cross-posting. And he has every reason to tell you why the prognosis didn't go as planned. So, and I love to be like them. Maybe that's actually one of the reasons why when KK approached me in 2021, despite the fact that we didn't have production and we were struggling with financing, it didn't take me much to agree that we are going to be a sponsor. And to the glory of God, we've been sponsoring one thing or the other. And I think it's because NAPI has made it easy, because if they were quoting multi-millions in tens and hundreds, we probably would not have been able to do that. But because you made it easy for us, we've been a sponsor for the past 3 years, and we intend to continue. So thank you very much, everyone. And definitely, WAEP, you can be sure that we will continue, whether KK retires or not. WAEP will continue to be a friend and a sponsor of your programs, or at least in honor of this humble and great man among us, KK. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Please, Mr. Rotimi Adefrasi, just wait. Now you've spoken, I think we need to also recognize you by the president as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Now, the PS will now take us through the remaining program. But as we do that, just to recognize one of the fellows that's just joined us right now, our own Dr. Nosa Omorodion, FNAPE. You're welcome, sir.
All right. It's been a long day, so we're not going to take much time before we switch quickly to the birthday celebration. So for announcements, it's been a very productive time at this March technical meeting. Please move. Next. All right, so just to intimate the house that our next technical meeting will be holding at Eco Hotel, and the date is Wednesday 17th, and it's going to be sponsored by Harvest Joe Solutions. So we look forward to seeing you. Next. All right, so the maiden edition of our newest chapter, the North American chapter technical meeting, will be coming up on the 22nd of March. And that is going to be taken by no other than the Jagaban himself, Mr. Dr. Nosa Omorodion, FNAPE. He will be speaking on latent opportunities in the Nigerian rapidly evolving energy landscape. And that will be holding in US. So there will also be opportunity for those of us to dial in from anywhere in the world. So please do well to join us. Next. For Port Harcourt, we're also going to be having a technical meeting for the Port Harcourt chapter, and that will be holding on the 26th of March. That will be sponsored by Shell, and we'll have a speaker, Dr. Adelola Adeshida. Next. All right, so the big one is here. Our conference is coming up from the 10th to the 14th of November, 2024. Please do well. If you haven't registered, please do well to go on the conference website and quickly do your registration. And of course, for those of us that want to also exhibit, it's time to get your exhibition booth. We're already 80% sold out, so please, we'll still have some spots. You need to take advantage and take action immediately. And of course, the topic of the conference is resolving the Nigeria's energy trilemma, energy security, sustainability, growth, and affordability. Next. All right, so we already have our call for abstract for the conference already out. So the details are on the NAPE website. And please do well to get on the website to see the details as well, so we don't have to delay. Next. The exhibition floor, like I said, is almost sold out. So please, if you want to exhibit at this year's conference, please reach out to the NAPE Secretariat or the committee chair, Mrs. Belgo Abidemi. Next. All right. Thank you so much. So we'll quickly move on to, moving on. It's time for us to call up an artist who is going to do some, can we call on Tife Chris at this point in time? She's going to be doing something while we're moving on. Please, Tunde. Tunde, please, we are done with the announcement, please. We are moving on. So Tife is going to be setting up. She's going to do a very speed drawing of the celebrant of today. By the way, Tife is a geologist, and she's also an artist. So she's going to be doing something for us. While she's doing that, we'll also be cutting, we'll move on quickly and then cut the cable. Before that, we'll just read a small bio of the man that we are celebrating. So today you can play the video, the second video. So while Tunde is getting that ready, as we all know, we are celebrating Mr. KK, and Mr. KK is popularly known as Maazi Kanu. Azuturumo Kanu, popularly known as KK, is from Ugwakoma village. He was born on March 1st, 1954.
It's really a pleasure to say one thing or the other about my colleague, my friend, and ego in the industry.
Tunde, not this video, sorry.
Kanu.
Just hold on. Let me finish this and then we'll run through the video. So Mr. KK is married to Adama Mary Kanu, and the union is blessed with children and grandchildren. Mazi KK graduated from the University of Ife with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Applied Geophysics. He's an alumnus of Township Primary School, and Iheme Memorial Grammar School, around Zogo, Imo State. Mazi Kanu is a seasoned oil and gas explorationist with C-suite level industry expertise, garnered over 46 years. Wow. His experience across several leadership positions within Africa, Europe, and North American continent. Maazi Kanu started his career as an explorationist with Gulf Oil Company, later Chevron Nigeria Limited, in 1977. And in 1987, he was an explorationist at Chevron Overseas, San Ramon, California. In 1989, explorationist, development geophysicist at Chevron Nigeria. In 1997, he was staff geophysicist at Chevron Africa and Middle East, London, until February 2022, when he returned to Nigeria and continued as staff geophysicist. In March 2027, he was appointed manager of deepwater operated exploration, and his responsibility included providing managerial and exploration oversight functions for all the operated deepwater blocks. Maazi Kanu was promoted as Chevron Nigerian Exploration Manager in 2009, and his responsibility included covering all of Chevron's Nigeria's operated deepwater shelf exploration in Nigeria and technical manager for Chevron divestment opportunities. He held this position until his retirement in 2014. On retirement in 2014, he founded Akuma Hill Limited, an earth science consultancy company. He was the CEO until 2017, when he was headhunted to join West African Exploration and Production. Maazi Kanu is the current Deputy Managing Director of WAEP. He is the Fellow of Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists and an active member of Nigerian Mining and Geoscience Society, American Association of Petroleum Geologists, Geoscience Energy Society of Great Britain. Maazi Kanu is an active member of the Ugwakoma community through his participation in the Ugwakoma Development Union. Maazi Kanu is a Christian. He's an elder of the Presbyterian Church and Foursquare Gospel Church in Lagos. Maazi Kanu is a quiet philanthropist, touching lives through various community support and engagement. and which include a scholarship scheme to provide full financial support to indigent university students and some secondary school students from out of Chukwu. 4 beneficiaries have graduated from the university, and 15 more are currently on the list. He has also sponsored a medical mission in Ugwakuma in 2015. He has also modernized the Presbyterian Church in Ugwakuma. He has built a school hall for Ugwakuma Community Primary School, which was dedicated in 2016. And as I'm reading through his bio, the artist is looking at the celebrant, and she's doing her thing. And by the time we're done, she'll probably present us with something that will wow everybody. Mr. Mazi Kanu is currently funding a homework club operating in the community library to assist children with academic performance. So at this point in time, having talked about the scholarship scheme that is being sponsored by the celebrant today, please, Tunde, can we show the slide of the beneficiaries of that scholarship scheme? All right, so these are some of the beneficiaries of the scholarship scheme. Yeah. Please, can we give him a resounding round of applause? Fully funded by Mr. KK. We'll have some videos from some of them. We'll probably play them during the lunchtime. All right. Yep. Wow. Still going? No. Okay. So I think we've done justice showing some of the beneficiaries of the scholarship scheme. At this juncture, may I call on the celebrants? Since the artist is not ready, we'll just move on swiftly to cut the cake. And then, yeah, so Madam, you can also join us on stage. And may I also call on the Advisory Council Chairman of NAPE, Dr. Emmanuel Enu, to join us upstage. I also want to call on the BOT member here, Dr. Nosa Omarodio, to join us upstage. I want to call on the President of NAPE to join us upstage. I also want to call on the Chairman of the day, Mr. Cosmos Siweze, to join us upstage. I would also like to call on the sponsor, Mr. Rotimi Adefarasi, to join us. I also like to call on Dr. Kenny Ladi to join us upstage. And every executive council member here to join us upstage. We also have Mr. Chikwe Dezium to join us. And please, any other fellow that is here that hasn't been mentioned, any fellow of NAPE, please feel free to join us upstage. Yeah. So we'll have Dr. Choma Okafor to guide us on how this cake is going to be cut here.
Okay. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. All right. We are going to be cutting the cake. I'm sure we're already out of time, so we'll make it fast, but I'm sure everyone will agree that Oga KK, as we call him, is a jolly good fellow. And so to cut the cake, we're going to spell fellow. And at the, yes, and at the spell of fellow, he's going to cut the cake with the support of all those standing with him. All right, are we ready? Okay, let's go. F, E, L, L, O, W, fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, and so says all of us. Hooray! Hooray! He's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. And so says all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Choma Okafor. Yes, so we'll open up the floor a bit while we're still cutting the cake.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, ably represented here by our own Jagaban, Dr. Nusa Omoro-John, the Chairman of the Advisory Council, Dr. Emmanuel Enu, the entire executive of the Nigeria Association of Petroleum Explorationists. We want to say a big congratulations to our own Mr. Kanu, and in appreciation of all that you have done for us in APE, and also to commemorate your 70th birthday anniversary today, we hereby present you this birthday cake.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we're also going to have another badge of pictures with the celebrants. So staff and management of West African Exploration and Production Company, please, you all can come up stage and take picture with the celebrants. After that, Chevron staff, please get ready. West African Exploration and Production Company, please come and take a picture with the celebrants. After that, then Chevron. All right, thank you very much. Chevron, Chevron. Chevron staff. Chevron staff and retiree here, please join us off stage. All right, so I'll hand over to the chairman of the day to give a personal remark.
Please, may I crave your indulgence for 1 or 2 minutes to make a comment regarding my friend and my brother. Quickly, please. If you don't mind, those of you standing, please, if you don't mind, give me some 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so a couple of comments regarding Keke. You know, we've heard a lot about him as a father, a lot about him as a husband, a lot about him regarding his faith. These are all very well established. I'm going to spend 2 minutes now talking about him as a leader. To talk about him as a leader, I met Keke when we met together while I was in Chevron. And I can tell you a lot about him. We worked together for many years before his retirement. One of the greatest things you need in any organization is leadership. Winston Churchill said once, he says, look, of what use is human life? Of what use is human life other than to make a place better than you met it? The quality of human lives is based on making a place better than you met it. I can tell you, Keke came into Chevron, did his work, and made it better than he found it. Also, wherever he has been, he made it better than he found it. We know about one of the American soldiers of blessed memory. He said in their military career, he was asked, who is a leader? And one of his lieutenants said, oh, to be a leader, you have to have followers. I can tell you Keke has followers. And that's why we're here today. And the other qualities of a born leader is the ability to set clear expectations in what you do. In everything that Keke does, he sets clear expectations. He doesn't stop at setting clear expectations, but also he tries to monitor performance. How am I performing regarding the expectations I've created? And he follows up with removing barriers. That's the quality of a leader. Sets a clear expectation, monitors performance, and removes barriers so that people who needs to do the work can do the work. That's what KK does. And then, guess what? Based on removing barriers and based on monitoring performance, he is also able to provide feedback to the people working with him. And his feedback is always very constructive, not destructive. You know, there are some feedback you get, it's to destroy you. But his is very constructive in the sense that it makes you better. It can tell you what you're doing wrong, but also allows you to improve on those things so as to achieve the expected results. And KK always is a great coach. If he speaks to you about anything, any subject, if you don't understand it, forget about it. It's that good. You know, in doing all of those things, KK builds relationship. See the crowd we have here today. He has a network that he relies on, and he made it easier for people to know the quality of the gender band that we have here. And doing all of those, guess what? Because of all the good qualities he has as a leader, he delivers quality results. And he does that with great integrity. And you can't have a great leader if that leader does not have integrity. KK can be trusted. He has integrity, and he follows process. And that's why we're all here today celebrating him. Please, another round of applause for this great man. KK, we love you, and happy birthday to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chairman. So it's time for lunch. So we'll have 2 serving points. We'll have one by my right over there. So all the fellows of NAPE, the ESCOs of NAPE, the sponsoring company, please. That's your serving point. And then other dignitaries that are here, please. And then we'll have the second one at the middle. At the middle, please. It's time for lunch, please. And for anyone that has a goodwill message or tribute or contribution to make while lunch is going on, we can actually make the mic available to you to speak. But at this point in time, lunch is served. Thank you very much. While we're still waiting on our artist, probably maybe she will do a review while lunch is going on. Thank you very much, Tife.
not working 9 to 5, they should be able to provide guidance to the upcoming ones. My major concern these days is that there is a dearth of experienced professionals, particularly in your field, the subsurface, and we need to bridge that gap. So it is not time for the subsurface professionals and experienced ones to hang the boots. Even if they don't do 9 to 5, I repeat that, they must make their services available for the industry and also to carry out what we call coaching and mentoring for the upcoming ones. Thank you once again. I rejoice with Madam, I rejoice with the children, I rejoice with the grandchildren. And I'm trusting the Lord that the grandchildren will soon start giving you great grandchildren so that we can continue to rejoice with you. God bless you, KK. And thank God and I thank you for working with me to carry WAEP up to where we are today. And together, by the grace of God, we'll take WAEP to greater heights in Jesus' name. God bless you and happy birthday and many happy returns. Amen.
I am delighted to talk about KK. KK is a very nice man, a very amiable gentleman. When he comes to the office in the morning, you will see him going around every desk and every office and be greeting people and smiling. You know, his smile is very infectious. You know, I like to smile that way. The type of smile he radiates, you know, makes for friendship in the office. A habit that is worthy of emulation. And I encourage that. KK is also an influencer. Is an influencer. If you look at his the portfolio he holds in the office, he interfaces with mappings. And there are some times we go off tangents in terms of compliance with some things. KK will just meander through WAEP and then get WAEP off the hook. And then doing that, he reduces the incidence of bearing sole cost in the JV activity. So he's effective, he's a good influencer. I am happy that KK is joining the septuagenarians of this world today. I wish him well, wish him good health, many happy more years to celebrate. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Daddy. Wishing you a lovely 70th birthday. Such a privilege to have the opportunity to do a video to say happy birthday, my office daddy. I wish you good life, good health, progress, favor, God's eternal blessing, and a fantastic 70th year. Love you, sir. Bye.
Dear Mr. KK, as you celebrate your 70th birthday, I want to seize this opportunity to thank you for being a father to me. Thank you for being accessible. Thank you for your simplicity. Your encouragement, your counsel, and support at very crucial times has made a lasting impact on me. And for that, I am truly grateful. As you celebrate your 70th birthday, I pray that the years ahead will be filled with joy, goodness, will be filled with cherished memories, prosperity, and every good thing. Happy 70th birthday. God bless you. I love you.
Happy birthday, Mr. KK. As you mark this milestone, I celebrate your esteemed journey as a knowledgeable geologist. May this new phase of life be filled with robust health, boundless joy, serene peace, and abundant grace to continue your impactful work. You have been a true blessing to the exploration department, and I pray that God continues to shower you with His blessings. Happy Platinum Jubilee!
So I'm sorry I have to do this video like this. If I don't do it, I will strangle me. She's threatened me how many times already. Okay, so Mr. KK, I wish you a very happy birthday. I thank God Almighty for keeping you and bringing you this far. I wish you more of God's blessings. I wish you another 70 years of joy, love, peace, good health, prosperity, all-round prosperity, and more money. Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Grandpa KK. Happy birthday to you. Mr. KK, to many people in WAEP, is our deputy managing director, but to me, he's more. He's a father, he's a friend, he's a mentor, a true leader, a very senior colleague. He has many times shown confidence in me, in my abilities to do things. He's a detribalized Nigerian who would go around every morning to greet us in our own language. He greets me in Yoruba. It is a fact. My Yoruba student, his matriculation number is 001. Mr. KK has touched me personally in very special ways. He has also touched my families in ways that we can't forget. And on behalf of my husband, my children, I'm wishing him a happy birthday. I'm praying that God will add more years to his life and add more life to his years. And according to Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 25, your strength shall be as your days. For you, Mr. KK, life begins at 70. Many, many happy returns of this special day.
Yo, KK, happy birthday, sir. Especially on this milestone birthday, I want to wish you all the very best of health and wealth and goodness. May God continue to bless you richly, sir. Enjoy your day. We love you. We respect you and admire you. Have a blast. Happy birthday, sir. Thank you.
Hello, George Kalu here. I worked with WAEP between 2018 and 2023. Looking back at my time in WAEP, if I were to count the persons that I could count on for anything, and I mean anything, then I'll count Mr. KK twice. He was not just a good boss, he was also a fair boss. Despite his high office, he was someone I could talk to about anything, and his words and advice were always golden. I benefited greatly from my relationship with him, both on a professional and personal level. It therefore gives me so much joy to celebrate him on this special day. Happy 70th birthday, Oga Kiki. Thank God for his mercies and for keeping you to see this landmark age. As you celebrate today, may his blessings never cease in your life. May he satisfy you with long life and good health. As your days are, so shall your strength be. Happy birthday and many happy returns, sir. Happy birthday to
Happy birthday, sir. My one and only Oga KK, the man who is so good they named him twice. I want to celebrate you on this very August occasion in March of your 70th birthday. Thank you so much for being a great boss and a very wonderful father to your very wonderful son, me. I pray that this year will be a year of joy, will be a year of favor, will be a year of strength for you. I pray that God will cause you to flourish and prosper in his purposes for you. I pray that you always have good reports concerning your wife, concerning your children, concerning all that pertains to you. In Jesus' name, have an amazing year.
Happy birthday to Mr. KK. My time with you was very, very interesting. I can categorically say it, that as a young chap in the industry, you are one of the few elders in the industry that I trust and that I wish to learn more things from. One of the things that intrigued me about you was your strength when it comes to listening to people. Like, you give listening ears. At least on some occasions I've approached you to seek some counsel and you listen. Like, you listen, you take your time to listen. And another thing I liked about Mr. KK is he's not a biased man. Yeah, I can say that. This is personal to me, but he's not a biased man. Like, if you are doing something that is not correct, he's going to call you and tell you politely. If you are doing the right thing, he's still going to tell you that you are doing the right thing, irrespective of who you are to him. So I like his personality, and on this your special day, on the 70th floor, age 70, I wish you all the best, sir. And I want to pray a prayer for you, that you are going to live long enough to fulfill fully the plans and purposes of God for your life. It's a great pleasure working with you, and I hope that I'm still going to know more of you in the future. Happy birthday, sir, from me, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
I'm the Executive Secretary of Nigerian Press Council. I've known Double K, which is what I call him, since 1985, from when I worked in The Guardian with his wife. Double K, congratulations on attaining the important mark as given to us of 70, being 70 today. You are a man that we learned a lot from, and we're still learning from. I wish you all the best. If it were possible, I wish you another 70 years. Because all you have done in the years that you have been on earth is to empower people, teach people, not so much by being pedagogic about it, but by being who you are. As young people, we learned quite a lot from you, especially the way you treated your wife. Remember then you had just one car, a 504, which you would leave for her and enter the staff bus to go to work in Lagos in those days. This might not have meant anything to you, but there was a lot to us young people then who are looking at you and learning from you. Thank you so much. Chukwu goziege. Udo Nando.
Hello, Kay. She's a surprise, isn't it? But I wanted to pass a message to you to say that it's been many happy years since we've come to know you and your family. You've been and have been a close friend, and I've been there when you needed someone to talk to, or needed a friend support. Thank you for being such a Christian friend. And now, on this your special day, we the Zimbas, and this includes Kalenga, Nkumbi and Sarah, wish you a happy birthday and many happy returns in the coming years.
Happy birthday, Kay. Wow, 70 years and still looking young. My birthmate, you have been a wonderful friend. I pray the Lord's blessings upon your life and many, many happy years ahead of you. I'm looking forward to an invite to come to Nigeria and enjoy the real deal of jollof rice. So, my friend, I'm wishing you a very, very happy birthday, and may the Lord bless you abundantly. Take care, Kay.
Keke, Maazi niile. It's with joy that I join the rest of the family and in fact the world to celebrate you on this your landmark birthday. It's the Lord's doing. It's a blessing to get to this point. There's no doubt about it. So we're happy and rejoice with you.
We're asking God to grant you many more years of happiness. Ndewo Maazị, thank you for being so benevolent. I benefited from that. And I pray that you will continue to enjoy the goodness and mercies of the Lord. Ndewo.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy 70th glorious anniversary to you.
Yes.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We love you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hip, 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 hooray. This is from the Dukes family. We love you.
Happy birthday, Uncle KK. Wow, it's so wonderful to be 70. I just want to wish you happy birthday on behalf of myself and my daughters. I would have given everything to be there in person, but due to calls, and I have to be in church on Saturday because I'm taking a study. But I wish you all of heaven's best, and I pray to God that your years ahead will be one free of sickness, will be one free of every encumbrances. That the Lord will keep you, the Lord will strengthen you, and the Lord will make his face to shine upon you all the days of your life. Once more, happy birthday. Enjoy yourself. God bless you.
Happy birthday, my in-law. Happy birthday, Uncle K. We wish you all the best. We wish you good health, long life, and prosperity. We hope you're having an amazing day. We just wanted to take the time to tell you that we all love you and you're so special to us. And you're an amazing mentor to all of us. We all look up to you. Have a beautiful day. Happy birthday.
Congratulations. Happy birthday, Oga KK. Yes, wishing you all the very best, even as you clock 70, the big 70. Congratulations, and thank you for all the lives that you touched throughout your remarkable career. It was a pleasure working with you. Thank you so much. And now, as you celebrate, may the Lord fulfill all of your heart desires. This is a new level, and you can only get better from here. Congratulations, sir. Stay blessed.
Mazi Keke, congratulations on your 70th birthday. Glory to our Lord God Almighty, who brought you into this septuagenarian age group. May his name be praised. I know you are the gentleman you have always been. Please remain that way, because that's what the society and your immediate community need. Please, I pray that the Lord will be with you in all things and grant you many more years on planet Earth. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
My name is Amarachi Chidiberemosu, a graduate of the University of Calabar and the Nigerian Law School, barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I am a beneficiary of Uncle Kanu's scholarship scheme, and today, on behalf of Sarah Chidebere N, Machi Chidima, Chidebere O, Favor N, Favor A, Favor I, Favor E, Blessing, Henry N, Precious, Chizitere, Sumto, Chioma, Henry S, Samuel K, Samuel A, Mary O, Chigazu, Mary N, Ezinne, Chisom, and Uchenna. I want to wish Big Daddy a happy 70th birthday. God bless you, sir. We love you. May lines continue to fall for you in pleasant places. You are a blessing to humanity. We celebrate you today and always. Happy birthday.
My name is Uche Florence Chigazu. I'm a 300 level student of Dr. Aleta Kwame Federal University. I'm also one of the beneficiaries of Uncle Kano's scholarship scheme. I just want to use this opportunity to say happy 70th birthday to you, Uncle Kano. We wish you long life and prosperity, many more beautiful years to celebrate. We love you and say thank you for all you do for us. Thank you, Uncle. In Jesus' name, amen. Happy birthday, Uncle.
Good morning. My name is Sarah Korafonwako, a BSc holder, Public Administration. I am happy that today is Big Daddy's birthday. How can I live without wishing him a great day? Hearty cheers, Big Daddy. Congratulations to your new age. A great man, a superhero, a man to be reckoned with, a so accommodative man. May you live long. May you live to see the goodness of God in your life. You will live from 70s to 100s in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Cheers and congratulations to your new age, Big Daddy. I am happy being one of your scholarship recipients. It's only by God's grace and by you loving, caring, and saving souls there. May God reward you. May this new age bring favor and blessings in the name of Jesus. Amen. I love you. Mwah.
Good afternoon. My name is Ihan Ipevo Olamachi. I'm a student of Total Education Development Academy. I'm a beneficiary of Kano Scholarship Scheme. Daddy, I want to say happy birthday to you. I wish you long life, prosperity, and long life in the name of Jesus.
Good afternoon. My name is Kano Febo Chemere. I'm a student of Total Education Development Academy, Peda. I'm currently in SS1A. And I'm also a beneficiary of Kano Scholarship Scheme. Daddy, happy birthday to you, sir. May I wish you long life and prosperity and more grace. Amen.
My name is M. Chinoso. I'm a student of LSCP studying mechanical engineering. I want to use this video to thank my sponsor, Mr. Kano Ekan, for all that he did for me. I want to wish him a wonderful birthday. I'm honored to be in the scholarship scheme. So thank you, sir, for all you have doing for me, all you have doing for my fellow students. Thank you for being a great impact in my life. God will continue to bless you and your family. So thank
Trouble life, celebrate life, try.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Daddy. We want to say glory to God for bringing you to this age. We can see, and everyone can attest to the fact that your life is a testament to the goodness.
Yeah, but a second one.
You've been a great role model to us, to your sons, in being a family.
All right. Hope you're having a nice time. So at this point in time, our artist is done with her drawing. So may I invite Tife to come and explain to us what she has done and make a formal presentation to the celebrants. Mr. KK, please, we need your attention. Someone has tried to do a drawing of your face. So you will be able to tell us if she did a good job, and then she will now make a formal presentation. So Mr. KK, we need you on stage. Mr. KK, we are waiting for you. Yeah, we need you on stage. Yeah. Yeah. So Tife, tell us what you've done, and
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Bolo Atife, but you can call me Tife, and I'm a visual artist and geologist. I believe that the unique power art has is not just it being beautiful or it being perfect. And what actually makes it really, really special is the story behind it. So I have tried to create a story today from a wonderful mentor, a wonderful leader, and someone that I also look up to in the industry. And I made this painting upside down just to show that sometimes it's not always as it seems. Sometimes it's not just always as it seems. And no matter what we go through in life, no matter our journeys, I'm pretty there were so many points in Mr. KK's life where it wasn't so perfect. It didn't really look so great at first. But when we check the journey and turn everything upside down, we can see the beautiful picture that has been made through his life experiences. And the story behind this is that I could have sat in my room to draw a very beautiful picture, a very colorful picture. But I know that the memories behind this piece is the people surrounding it, the wonderful people gathered here to celebrate the life of a leader, the people who witnessed it, they were part of this happening, and they are definitely part of the story behind this work. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I am so grateful, and happy birthday to you, sir. I'm so honored to do this for you. Thank you.
so I would like to call on some members of the subcommittee that planned this outing. So I would like to call on Toby. Pauline, if you are still here, please join us. Dr. Chioma, okay, she's gone. And Tubosu is online, so she will join us online. And please, Toby, come on, let's do the presentation. And then I also like to call on the president to also join us while we formally present this to Mr. KK. And then the PE, President-elect, please join us. All right, so let's formally present this to Mr. KK. John Bosco, Mr. John Bosco, if you are here, please join us.
Inspiring decoration for you. Once again, from your mentee, appreciating you and celebrating your birthday with you. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, so the floor is open for
few comments from the audience. So if you have something to say, but please, you'll be brief. We'll take about 3 of that. So we'll start with you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Biodun Bayewu is my name. I happen to be a fellow with KK, as we all normally call him. At this point, I would like to say formally, welcome to the Septuagenarian Club.
Thank you.
Because I looked around and I couldn't imagine that we will have somebody that is retired other than myself. Because all seated here are either active employees, employers, and consultants. But I'm a full-time retiree. I met KK in Gulf Oil. Let's put it that way, in Gulf Oil. As a matter of fact, he was in there in what year? 77, yes. 77. I came in 78. So you would see that he's more or less my senior in Gulf Oil. But I came in, at a higher level. And over the years, we moved from one of the old building, that is Union Bank Gulf building. We moved from there to Primrose Tower. So at Primrose Tower, I think we shared the same office. And then we had a little problem with a field. That field had series of faulting, echelon faulting. And they were so close, very close. So you begin to wonder how you would map the different horizons. And behold, Mr. KK cracked the problem. He cracked it. And so I normally call him Mr. Belema. Anytime I see him, I just remember Belema Field. And that field has produced very well over the years. Now, one fantastic thing about him that I want to mention is the fact that when the 3D was introduced, not now that you have the workstation, no. We had this side scrub table in which you have to press the button manually. So he happened to be the first few that was exposed to that device, and he did it marvelously well. I must confess to you, in character, Kanu is humility personified. There's nothing anybody else can say other than that. He's humility personified. And I could see so many lives that he has touched over the years from the projections here, and I'm surprised and happy for him. He's an amazing guy. So once again, congratulations. I wish you the very best. The manifestation of God in all that concerns you will continue in Jesus' name. Thank you.
I didn't want to say anything before, but because everybody talks about technology about KK, I will talk about ordinary lives, personal lives. We started in Chevron in 1977, too, all of us. He came in about a week or two before me. The man I'm talking about is going away. So, just to remind him of our bole and granite as lunch in those days in Primrose Tower. KK has been a very quiet person. You rarely hear him talk. Very unassuming, humble. I recall in those days before we got married, because people may not know this, before he got married, he was shy, very, very shy. Now he can speak and talk, but he was very, very shy. I don't even know, because to talk to his wife, he was so shy that we prop him to do what he has to do in those days. That was KK for you. So it's not like you see him today. So we grew up together as Chevron young employees. I want to say that we appreciate God for giving him the grace to meet us as septuagenarians. We are all in our 70s now. So I used to call him my little brother. But now he's come to the 70 like us. And when we talk septuagenarian, we call him too. So KK, congratulations. You've joined us. You made it to it. May God's name be praised.
All right. I think we'll take one more comment before we'll hand over to the celebrants. Any more comments? Ma, you want to say something? Okay. All right, so may I call on the celebrant, Mr. KK, to come and give his vote of thanks. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, everybody. One of the things that caught my attention was, I guess it was Cosmos or my president. Somebody mentioned how slim and thin I was and see how I am today. But the person did not look at my hair. The fact that before I married my wife, I had plenty of hair. But she has so dealt with me that all my hair is gone. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone for making out time to be with us, to be with me today. I really appreciate it. And also the committee that put this together, the NAPE committee, when I look at the amount of work that they have done to get us to this point, to make things flow seamlessly, I really appreciate it. My president, I thank you. President-elect, all members of that committee, my peers, I thank you. And JC, like I call him, thank you for that excellent presentation. You can see that it was, at a point I was saying, this is for PhD students, you know. Thank you so much. And I mean, I learned a few things from it. The fact that we can have porosities and permeabilities, and yet those numbers can be far from the truth, as it were, or some distance from the truth. But thank God that even with that, we still produce a lot of oil. You know, so we geologists, we have really done fantastic. You know, they might say we are not sure of our numbers, but see how much wealth we have brought to nations, including a nation like ours. Again, I want to say thank you to everyone. Thanks for your time. You know, one thing I took away, I've heard what people have said, humility and all that. For me, the way I see it is, that is where I should be. Because I hear some of those comments and I say, no, it's not KK you are talking about. But it's helped me because I can see what I need to aspire to be, the person I need to aspire to. Very much work in progress, but at least I can see what direction I need to continue to ask God to help me. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for our own dear KK. Technical, do you have any online request? Checking, PS. Any online request? Technical. Can you enable it if there is? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can we just, for a few minutes, get some voice from those that are connected online so that we can also get their input into the session today? Go ahead. You can unmute and speak.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, JB, and good afternoon to everyone. I was already losing my ears here. Like, are we not going to speak? But thank you for making this happen. Thank you, Oga KK. I mean, you know that my body is in Lagos, but my spirit is in Brussels. I just want to say thank you for being a very, very kind. I can't call you a mentor. You're a sponsor to me. I really appreciate your every time checking in. I don't take it for granted for me, for my family. But I like to recount what I think about you as a person and how you have really influenced how I myself behave. I like to talk about your non-partisan. You are non-partisan to every and all. I have enjoyed that fully. And I want to say thank you for really showing that even as a Nigerian, as a professional, we can wear the cap of being non-partisan to issues, to ideas, and to even younger ones. I also like to say thank you to you for your empowerment, for the bliss that everyone around enjoys around you, or I enjoy around you. I do not take it for granted. I am immensely grateful. And I like to tell a short story of how I met you. So I met you by virtue of somebody mentioning your name then during AAPG leadership meeting, and it was Dr. Nusa that mentioned that there was a KK somewhere in Chevron and it was leading exploration, and he always talked really glowingly about you, and I really wanted to meet you. So it was interesting that I wanted to meet you, and you were the first person that walked up to me to introduce yourself during one of the NAPE technical meeting. This is to showcase you for your humility and for the empathy you bring to your leadership. Thank you, Oga KK. I really appreciate you in my life, and have a very, very happy birthday. I love you, and you know that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. That should be it, right? Thank you very much. Okay, whatever that has a beginning will have an end. So I want to play the last role that we typically do for our technical and business meeting. I know this should have been a bit earlier, before lunch, but because of the nature of what we are doing today, we have to bring it to this point. So as a president-elect, I really want to, first of all, thank the celebrant, who has not, I mean, we heard a lot about him, but he has really been a very solid, committed member of NAPE and a fellow. I actually worked very closely with him about 2 years ago when I was a vice president. And when I was the vice president of NAPE, for that reason, I was the chairman of Project Implementation Committee, which was in charge of all the landed properties for NAPE. And I had KK as one of the fellows in that committee. And for every single thing that we achieved, I know the credits, okay, the vice president, yes, but to be honest, if not for the likes of KK in that committee, we shouldn't have succeeded to deliver what we deliver. So, Mr. KK, thank you for that support. You gave me while I was the vice president, but also now, as the president-elect, continue to give to NAPE. So thank you very much, Mr. KK. And of course, your amiable wife and the entire family, thanks for all the support. I know we were in your house the other day. I thought I enjoyed myself as well. And it's good that we're doing this today. And then for other folks that are here, I know some fellows still online. I want to say thank you. The chairman of the advisory council and all the members of NAPE that have really made it today to this technical meeting. And of course, our speaker. It has been another knowledge we've added to ourselves. So thanks. And I want to say, this request hasn't come, but this paper, we need to find a way for this presentation to make it to the NAPE conference in November. So just make sure that the abstract, well, the abstract is already ready, so it's just to submit. So the work is already half done. And to all the ESCO and the planners for this event, I really want to say thank you. And on this note, I want to say the technical and business meeting for this month is ended at this point, and then the networking can continue as we come back again in April for another interesting topic on carbon capture and storage. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day.
No, There's no celebration without dance. So at this point, Mr. KK, the family, the wife, will come and dance a bit for us. It's dance, dance, dance. Feel free to come and dance with the celebrants. Come to the stage. Yes. Let's come. Let's come. Let's come. It's a special day for Mr. KK. Please, let's come celebrate him. Let's come and dance. Yeah. Dr. George, join us on stage. Join us on stage.